Hi everyone. Sorry, let's start over. Hi everyone. It's December, which means the end of the year is coming, and it's time to wrap up a lot of loose ends. Not gonna lie, I don't think this video will be as cheerful as last year. I think I speak for everyone when I say 2025 has been such a tough year. Globally, politically, environmentally, but also for me in my personal life, it has been an incredibly challenging year. And I'm sorry if I feel a little somber today while we do this video. Probably not gonna be as bubbly and excited as last year, but I thought since I did this last year, I wanted to make it a tradition, just like my inspiration, Hannah Witten. And you know, I already have like my notebook here, as usual. I've written down all the information that I would need. So if you see me looking down or to the side, it's probably because I'm looking at this notebook. So before we start, just like last year, let's break down this video so you know exactly what's coming. We will start with a 2025 recap. Not gonna lie, I think it's going to be a pretty short, concise recap because professionally speaking, not a lot went on for me this year except for like office stuff, which I obviously won't go into details about. And then we get straight to the meat of the video, which is the income breakdown. And just like last year, we will break it down in categories and also channels and all the good stuff. So we'll get to that in a minute. And then I want to also look at like highlights and milestones from this year that may not have translated into numbers. I think it's really important to remember those as well, because not everything has to translate to money or views or what have you. Some of these highlights are like personally satisfying for me, so that's, I think, is a very important aspect as well. And also, last but not least, we'll review the goals for this year that we set in the previous video, and then also set some goals for the next year. I don't really know how much how many goals I want to set, because right now I'm not feeling very optimistic. Everyone says that 2025 is the shedding year and 2026 is supposed to be like this fresh start, that you're coming into yourself once again, blah, blah, blah. But for me, it's like, it's really, really scary right now. I don't know if I should hope for anything good to happen, but we'll see. We'll keep this as cheerful and optimistic as we can, even if it feels a little somber. So let's get down to it. Okay, for the 2025 recap. This year, technically, not a lot happened in the illustration freelance front. I think I didn't have any like big ongoing projects that I had last year. Like last year, I have a few projects that went on for almost the entire year. They were like continuous and pretty promising. This year, I did not have that at all. I did open a few personal commissions, specifically during Ramadan, which was really a lot of fun. I got to do like commissions that I never thought I'd get to do. And also I did not join a lot of like challenges or competitions this year because, well, I want to say it's because office life has been keeping me busy, but also I feel probably because I felt less motivated to do it this year for whatever reason. So yeah, it's been pretty quiet on the whole illustration freelance front, but I did get invited to become a mentor for an NGO, Lentera Anak Pelangi, to teach kids with HIV to draw digital comics. This is like purely a digital workshop. It was really interesting. Those kids were really funny, so I really enjoyed that. Also, I joined a volunteer program through Lemari Buku-Buku for Wahana VC, which is to do a live drawing session during a Christmas market for the children in Papua, which is also something I'm pretty passionate about. So apparently there's not a lot going on in terms of work for my illustration front, but there's a lot of like volunteer work happening, and it made me really happy. It's okay if it didn't make me money, you know, because it fulfilled me in a different way. Oh, I also did the hourly comic day. I managed to finish it. It took 2 days, but I managed to finish it, and I'm super proud of it because I think I failed to finish the hourly comic day like 2 years in a row. So now that I finish it, I'm like, yeah, good job. Anyway, so that's it for the recap. I think that's all. Now let's get right down to the income stream, okay? Let me just open my note. I have made a pie chart, as you can see. Yes, it's looking pretty scary. If you remember last year, one of my goals is to have my office salary reduced to only 50% of my income, meaning I want my other income to rise up and claim more space in my income breakdown. Unfortunately, I did not have a lot of projects going on, so my biggest income is still my office salary, now taking up to 95.8%. Yep, that's a lot. Oh my god. But I mean, it does make me financially stable, so that's a good thing. And also I did have a raise this year in terms of my office salary instead of a reduction as I feared. So, you know, it's technically good news. This is not a bad thing. And then the runner-up for my income stream comes from my commissions still. Even though I did not do a lot of commissions, it is still a big one, which takes up to 1.51%. Yeah, it's really not a lot. It's definitely less than last year, but it's still the second one. So I guess I'm doing something right. And on number 3, we have miscellaneous with 1.36%. So what is miscellaneous exactly? These are income that come from different channels that do not really fall into the other categories. I mean my Patreon income that I have transferred to my bank account. So I still have some Patreon income, and that's in the pending earnings, which takes up like 0.5%. We will also break down the pending earnings in a minute so that you will see what other channels I get my income from. And then there's also second-hand sale, which falls to 0.54%, which is only a little bit less than my pending earnings. Last but not least, product sales at 0.19%, which is really bad. I did nothing to promote my book this year. I feel like I should have done more, but maybe in the next year. You know, so that's practically it for my income breakdown. Now let's focus on one aspect. I want to talk about the commissions. This year's commissions consist only of illustration and graphic design. What I mean by graphic design is something as simple as like a social media template or an invoice template, you know, like the kind of thing that you can whip up real quick. Not like a huge project like branding or whatever. It's really quick. I did a total of 6 commissions this year, 5 of which are for illustrations, which I am super happy about because I did say I wanted to do more illustration work last year instead of the big thing that was like a book design or editorial or whatever that I called it. So that's great. Like I did 5 illustration commissions this year. My illustration commissions take up 91.43% of my entire commission income of this year, while the graphic design takes up 8.57% with only 1 commission. So that's great. I'm doing more illustrations. I hope to do a lot more next year as well. The beautiful thing about this year's illustration commissions is that some of them come from little like illustrations I made for myself, and it's inspired other people to want to commission me with a specific look. And then some others are like completely something I never would have thought about. I think I made an illustration that integrates with photos at some point, and it was really fun. I loved trying to explore illustration work in as many different formats or as many different concepts as I can. If you want an illustration made for you for whatever purpose, please feel free to email me or DM me on Instagram. All will be linked down below. Now we go to the pending earnings. So what are pending earnings exactly? I don't think I mentioned this. I don't think I explained this in great detail before. Basically, these are earnings that I get from multiple channels that haven't actually reached my account or my wallet, because either the channel needs my earnings to reach a certain number before they will transfer them to me, or I decide to wait until the number is not so little to get them transferred because of like additional fees and whatever, you know. So these are technically my earnings this year as well, just not yet usable. This unavailable funds, basically. Technically, I also have pending earnings last year, but I did not take note of that. So it's possible that these pending earnings are also from last year as well, but let's just count it for 2025, okay? So here's the pie chart. For my pending earnings, I have 3 channels: Patreon, Monotype Foundry, and Creative Market. Patreon is obviously, well, you know Patreon. I talk about Patreon all the time. It's basically a subscription-based funding by you guys. If you want to join my Patreon, it is linked down below. Well, Creative Market is a place where you can buy all sorts of creative assets, design assets, fonts, what have you. And Monotype Foundry is basically a font shop. A place where you buy fonts. Okay, so 2 of these channels are for fonts, although I do want to explore other formats for the creative market as well. Out of these 3, the channel with the most earning goes to Patreon with 53.44%. And that is thanks to you guys. Oh my god, I'm always very excited about my Patreon because I get to make stuff for myself, but also something that everyone can enjoy, and I hope that you have enjoyed everything that I made. If you join my Patreon today, you can get downloadable wallpaper, and then you can get early access to vlogs like this, snippets from my sketchbook, old and new, and also like some work in progress that I have going on, including shop updates, which will happen very soon. For the channel that makes the second most earning goes to Creative Market with 25.57%. I've only been selling fonts on this market so far. It's possible that this earning was from last year as well, so I don't know how accurate it is for 2025, but I'm so glad that people are liking my fonts and buying my fonts. If you want to buy the font, it's also linked down below. And last but not least, we have Monotype Foundry for 20%. Obviously, it's a foundry, so I only sell fonts here. I've only sold 1 font so far. I am so excited to make other fonts that people can enjoy, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. So that's basically it for my income this year. But just like in my previous video, I also want to note some still not monetary gain, but statistic gain, growth in other channels of mine that I think is worth noting. First of all, we're going to talk about, obviously, YouTube growth. So this year I have 135 subscribers. Oh my god, I can't believe there's so many people now. Apparently that's like 18 more than last year, which is amazing. Thank you so much for being here, guys. I hope you've been enjoying my videos. Yeah, although in terms of growth, it is less than last year, I still appreciate everyone who comes here, and I think it's because this year I keep making similar videos over and over again. I think I need to really expand my horizon in that sense. And there's a total of 12,224 views overall this year, which is 369% more than last year. It's kind of insane when you think about it, like how is that possible? Thank you so much for watching always. I hope there's always something that you can take away from each video that you watch. And now we go to website growth. If you don't know my website, it is linked down below. It is basically where I put my portfolio and also write blog posts regularly. You can read all about whatever going on in my life there. I mean, technically I've been blogging since like 2012, but I moved to an actual custom website since 2021, so it's been 4 years. My website now has 5.7 thousand active users. I don't really know what that means, but I guess 5,700 people have been coming to my website regularly, or at least in the past year, and that is 56% more than last year. So I think that is a reason to celebrate. I don't even know what a room full of like 5,700 people look like, and to imagine that they read what I wrote and probably cared about it, it's kind of insane. Out of those active users, apparently there are 5,600 new users. Like, hello, where'd you guys come from? And it is 56.7% more than last year. Wow, it's just insane. And you know what's even more insane is to know exactly where these people are. Like, geographically speaking, I would not have guessed it. Can you guess where number one comes from? Yep, okay, it's from China. Don't know how they found me, but thank you so much for coming, people in China. Hope it's been fun to be on my website. And then the second one is from the US. Hi, Americans. I hope my website has been entertaining for you. Well, you know, you've deal with whatever's going on in your country. And then Singapore. I think it's kind of crazy that Singapore has not made it to the list so far, even though they're super close. So hi, Singapore. I think probably a lot of my friends, because I have a few friends in Singapore. Hey guys. Number 4 is Indonesia, of course, because I mean, a lot of my friends are here. And number 5 is yet another surprise, Hong Kong. Hi, I don't know how you found me from Hong Kong, but I hope, you know, you enjoyed what you've seen. Thank you so much. And now I want to share with you the rising page of my website. So my website has one page that's always kind of like the lead, which I mentioned I think last year, and it still technically hasn't changed this year. But another post of mine has kind of risen to the top. I think more and more people are reading it for whatever reason. I think it's because this year there has been a lot of breakups and endings, and this is probably why they managed to find my blog, in particular this post. So the rising post from my blog this year is called Lessons from My Finished 9-Year Relationship, which is a post I wrote 6 years ago, 5 or 6 years ago, when I just ended my relationship of 9 years around that time. And I think this is a full circle moment, because this year I just ended my 6-year relationship after that one. So it's like, yeah, a lot of breakups become the theme of the year. And if you're going through one too, I am so sorry you have to go through that. I hope this video entertains you or distracts you at least. And I am going through that too, and I'm trying to be better. I'm getting better now. So I hope you will too one day. And just know that you will get through it just like everyone else has. Wow, this suddenly becomes really personal. So sorry about that. So let's just get on to the next personal segment, which is my immaterial achievement, meaning things that may not translate to money or numbers, but make me feel super proud of myself anyway. Okay, the first one is probably not immaterial because I did buy it and did have a lot to do with having money, is I bought my first iPad. And not just an iPad, it was actually my friend's iPad that I've been eyeing for years and years and years. And when he finally decided to sell it, I was like, don't you give it to anyone else, it is mine. And now it's mine, and I've been using it ever since. It has allowed me to create more art more quickly, and also it's really fun to use, really comfortable to use, and it has allowed me also to try out Adobe Fresco, which I've been loving for several months now. And then I started a new reel series, which you probably have seen. It is, I actually don't really call it anything, but let's call it Post-it Doodles, because that's the series. Like, I bring Post-it to work, and then I doodle on it, and then I put it up around my table. And it has been a great series because it catches my moods in different times, and it has been a mood booster for me at work. And I think a lot of you love it too, because I've been putting it on shorts here, and it has blown up completely. So thank you for watching. Like I mentioned earlier, I was also invited to become a mentor for a digital comic workshop for Lentera Anak Pelangi. It was a lot of fun. I did like 2 sessions, and the kids were pretty funny. The stories that they made were pretty funny, and I'm glad a lot of them ended up like following me on Instagram and all that. And it's really nice to, you know, make friends with new people. As far as volunteership goes, I also managed to join Lemari Buku Buku as we volunteered for Wahana Visi at Koken Christmas Market, I think last week? Yeah, around last week by the time this was filmed. And it was a lot of fun. We did a live drawing session where people can get a drawing by donating for the children in Papua. And it was really nice to see a lot of new people and also some old friends. It was a great milestone because I haven't done volunteership, I think, in a long time. Oh, my other material achievement, I suppose, is sticking with my Patreon downloadable wallpaper theme throughout the entire year. I did not expect to do that. I thought somewhere in the middle I'd be like, yeah, no, I don't want to do it anymore. But I didn't. I finished the whole thing. And you can see the wallpaper right here. And you can download it on my Patreon, link down below. Now it's time to review the year through the goals that I set earlier, and also set some new goals for next year. So let me refresh my mind. First goal for 2025 was to turn my office salary into only 50% of my income stream. We established that it did not happen. In fact, my office salary took up more space in my income stream. So yeah, I mean, again, like I said, it's not a bad thing. It means I'm financially stable at least, but I do want to try and be more active outside of the office in terms of professional life. So we'll see. The second one is design a merchandise line and sell them online or at Art Market. I have designed some merchandise. If you're on my Patreon, you would have seen them. But I'm still in the test printing stage. I haven't sold any of them. I hope to do that next year, and I probably will do it online first because Art Market requires a lot of capital that I do not necessarily have at the moment, and I feel like it's a little bit of a gamble if I try to do Art Market without knowing if I have an audience yet. So we'll see about that. I will update you on that soon. And then sell out, take it slow, or at least half of it. Also, we have established that this did not happen because I did nothing to make it happen. Let's move on. And then there's next one is grow my Patreon. I don't know if my Patreon grew necessarily, but I became more consistent about it, and I think it grew in terms of the capital, but I don't think the patrons grew very much. Like I said, if you want to join my Patreon, link down below. And last but not least, open more personal commissions. Yeah, I think I did this a lot. Whether or not people are interested is a whole other story, but I did at least do it during Ramadan, and I so appreciate it. It was a lot of fun. I did manage to create more illustrations for work, and I enjoyed that. So yeah, good job. Now for 2026, my goals I feel are a little more complicated because I want to be more focused and, you know, have an actual game plan to achieve these goals. I need the goals to be more specific. Number one, as I've mentioned, finally sell my art products or merchandise. Probably going to do it online first and go to art market later if I feel like it's worth it. But yeah, I think I'm going to try to use this Christmas and end of year holiday to prep my shop and make it ready to go by January. Next one, be more strategic about my vlogs. As I've mentioned earlier as well, I noticed that I think a lot of my vlogs this year revolve around the same thing. It's just the kind of thing that I vlog because I happen to have some days off, and so I just vlog whatever I was doing during those days without any plan whatsoever. And I think that's probably why people are less interested in my vlogs, because I didn't do anything particularly interesting or in my niche to, you know, attract people. So I think I want to be more strategic about my vlogs, actually think about ideas that I can do for the vlogs and roll them out gradually. At least I want to give it a try. I want to make it more fun. I want to make it more intentional. Next one, I want to evaluate my Patreon. I want to look at the rewards that I have right now, and if they're really any good, I want to see if I can make other rewards that are more satisfying and more attractive to people. Something like a sticker club, I think, is something that I want to try, but I need to figure out a lot of the kinks and how I'm going to roll it out if I want to make it. But that's one of the ideas that I have. Then maybe something else that I can think of, maybe like a podcast or something. But you know, we'll see. That's exactly why, like, my goal is to evaluate my Patreon and then do something about it. Next is improve my skills and learn some new tools. It has been a while since the last time I tried to hone my skills. I don't even necessarily do studies very often because illustration has always been something that I do when I can, because I want to blame like office work for this, but actually if it is my top priority, I should make time for it no matter what. And I think I'm gonna have a lot of time in 2026 to do whatever I want. So I want to try to maybe join a class or a workshop that allows me to really explore illustration and be better at it. I think it's really time for me to step up my game. Last but not least, obviously be more active about selling my book, Take It Slow. Whether I will promote it or I will like give them away, whatever it is, I want to be more active in making sure the stocks are gone from my room at some point. I guess that's it for this income breakdown. I know it has been kind of a somber one, I said, but maybe it's not as somber as I thought it would be. I know it has been a pretty trying year for a lot of you guys, probably, because it has been a hard year for me too. So if you're really going through something right now and you don't feel like there's any achievement that you managed to accomplish, I really want you to look back at what you have done and really pat yourself on the back for any little achievement that you made, because I swear to you, you must have done something right if you're still here. Just by you being here, you're already doing something right. And if you're going through a tough time right now, I really hope you'll be okay soon. But take your time, feel everything that you need to feel, and don't fight the urge to actually be better, because I know it's hard to let go of something, especially like letting go of a version of yourself that you thought you knew, and move on. But we're all trying. This is the only thing that we all can do. This will be my last video of the year, so I guess I'll see you in the next year. Hopefully it'll be a lot more hopeful, a lot more positive, and you get to finally meet the new version of you. See you next year. Bye.